I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, breaking down all the latest NBA news and rumors and answering all of your questions on today's live mailbag. You can get on the show by using hashtag NBA or sending me your super chats, and we will get your questions pulled up on screen. Bob the Pickle says Celtics get Myles Turner, Pacers get a first. Celtics get Myles Turner, Pacers get a first. Ask the question twice in one. I think just one first-round pick isn't enough for the Indiana Pacers. And I think the Celtics should be interested in Myles Turner, but apparently they're not as interested as I think they should be. So I would say Boston says yes. Indiana says no. Now, look, the Pacers don't love the fit, the Pacers don't love the fit of Myles Turner and Domantas Sabonis, so maybe that leads them to give up more just for one first-round pick. But I think you got to combine a first with maybe one of those young guys, not one of your rookies. It doesn't have to be Pritchard or Aaron Nesmith. Probably doesn't even have to be Grant Williams. But maybe a combination of a Carson Edwards or a Javonte Green or something like that to go out and get a better big man like Myles Turner. I say why not? You might as well if you're Boston. And if you haven't subscribed to the Celtics channel yet, you see that youtube.com/CelticsTV right below me. Click on this link to get all your Boston Celtics coverage. Stick with the Celtics here as Laramie comes in with the question and says, are the Celtics going to trade Jaylen Brown? Well, I'll tell you one thing. They're definitely not going to trade Jaylen Brown for Myles Turner, so I'll put you at ease there. I've seen rumors that they've talked about a Jaylen Brown, James Harden trade. I say absolutely don't do that if you're Boston. Hold on to Jaylen Brown, even though James Harden is the better player. Look, Jaylen Brown is definitely the best trade chip the Celtics have outside of Jayson Tatum, but I want to say halfway realistic trade chip. But if I'm Boston, you have a two-way star in Jaylen Brown, a guy that can give you 20 points per game on the offensive end, but can also lock down the best player on the defensive end. So are they going to trade him? I say no, unless it's for some home run player like a Bradley Beal. I don't consider James Harden a home run player because he's kind of a wild card and you don't know exactly what you're going to get. If Bradley Beal became available, maybe they trade him then. But at the end of the day, I'm probably going to hold on to Jaylen Brown. I wanted to bring this question up. Who got you into basketball? Maybe it was your dad. Maybe it was your mom. Maybe it was a certain NBA player. Let me know in the comment section or in the live chat. I want to hear how you guys got really into basketball. Personally, it was a combination. My dad, my cousins, and Dirk Nowitzki. All three met in this little triangle that basically just got me into being the basketball junkie that I am today. But let me know about you guys in the comment section. Brian Scott, brother of producer Brett Scott, says, who goes further in the playoffs, the Sixers or the Celtics? As currently constructed, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. They've done it before. They've already gone further. I think they'll do it again. I love Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum. They've already proven that they can go far. The Sixers are still a bit unproven, right? Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I don't know what they're going to look like this year, and especially with Doc Rivers on board. So I'm going to go with Boston, and I think Boston is probably somewhere between a second-round exit and the conference finals exit. But I think they definitely get out of the first round. I'm not 100% convinced Philly will get out of the first round. The Brennanator says, all NBA rookie team prediction. Ooh, good question. I think my locks are LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, and Obi Toppin. I think those three guys will be in. I would probably put Anthony Edwards up there because I think he'll have the opportunity to do it in Minnesota. And then I'll give you two wild cards. So I know I'm kind of cheating here. I'm giving you six. Tyrese Halliburton from the Sacramento Kings and Devin Vassell from the San Antonio Spurs. Those are all guys I would watch out for the all-rookie team this year. Now, speaking of rookies, who is your favorite rookie in the NBA from this past draft class? Let me know in the comment section or in the live chat who your favorite rookie is from this past class. Personally, I love watching LaMelo Ball, and I know it's cliche, but I cannot help but turn on a Charlotte Hornets game. And I'm not turning on a Charlotte Hornets game to watch Bismack Biyombo. I'm turning on a Hornets game to watch LaMelo Ball. Let me know what you guys got in the comment section. Now, if you haven't gotten on today's mailbag, or if you're wondering how to get on an NBA mailbag, you got to turn on your notifications and subscribe to the channel, because when you do that, you'll know whenever I go live. And whenever I do end up going live, you just got to use hashtag NBA or send me your super chats, and we can make it happen. You see the link right below me. You see the button that looks like this. Click it and turn on your notifications today. Gia says, why do you hate on Payton Pritchard so much? Okay, let me clear this up. So, I don't hate on Pritchard. I just didn't think he should have been a first-round pick. And I'll still stick to that, okay? I'm going to stick to that take. I always said he'd be a steal in the second round. But a steal in the second round does not mean you take him in the first round. And that's just my take on that one. I think he will come in and be a solid player for the Boston Celtics. I really do. And he was a great player in his first preseason game with the Boston Celtics, and I do owe him an apology. But at the end of the day, I'm not taking it back. I don't think he should have been a first-round pick. I would have taken somebody else over him. But in the preseason, hey, you know what? I'll give it up. I'll give my round of applause to Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens because this was he looked good in that preseason game. I don't hate on him because I think he's a bad player. I always thought he was a good player. But taking a senior point guard that can only shoot and not play defense, that's where I get a little bit iffy on guys like Payton Pritchard. Stick with the Celtics here. Bob the Pickle says Celtics get Beal. The Wizards get 2 firsts, 5 seconds, and Langford or Edwards. I think it would have to be Romeo Langford and Carson Edwards. Also, second-round picks are, I mean, I know it's 5 second-round picks, but, like, it doesn't really matter all that much. So I don't know if, I don't think the Wizards say yes. I think they would have to include Jaylen Brown in that trade because Bradley Beal averaged 30.5 points per game last year and 6 assists. That's not easy to do. So I think Washington says no in this situation unless you throw in Jaylen Brown along with those 2 firsts and, I guess, 5 second-round picks, which I don't even know if the Celtics have 5 second-round picks to give up at this point. So, again, DC says no. Boston should absolutely say yes in that situation. One last super chat coming in from EJ Handy. Says, do you think the Celtics are saving the trade exception until the deadline for insurance? And would Kawhi leave the Clippers in free agency to the Raptors or the Golden State Warriors? Wow. A little 2-part question there from EJ. I do think they're going to save that trade exception until the deadline. I think that's the smart thing to do because right now you don't know who's going to be available for trade or via trade. So wait until the deadline to see what you could go out and get. And then on the Kawhi question, I think he could leave. I don't think he ends up going back to Toronto. And I do think, look, I just don't think it's likely that he goes to the Golden State Warriors either. Maybe if they have the money to do it. But at the end of the day, I think Kawhi's going to end up staying with the Clippers, not go to basically his third team. Corey Childs asks, who are the best rookies right now in the NBA? I mean, right now, Anthony Edwards finally had a good preseason game against the Dallas Mavericks. Obi Toppin has looked like a lot of fun. But if I'm going off of what I've seen in preseason, it's LaMelo Ball. I mean, the kid can pass at an NBA level. His shot, like, he's not a great shooter, but he can still score. He didn't score great in the first 2 games, scored great in the third game. He is NBA ready. And I kind of can't believe, I think we'll look back on this and say, why didn't anyone doubt him? Why didn't they take him number 1 overall? But even though Minnesota didn't really need him, I'm going to say LaMelo Ball is the best rookie right now, but I think there's a lot of guys that are still up-and-comers. Have you watched any preseason games at all? Type Y for yes or type your N for no. And if you're watching today's video, you got to be at least somewhat of an NBA fan, which makes me think you've probably watched some preseason games. Personally, every time there's one on, I'm turning it on and I'm trying to watch it. I have watched at least 6 games all the way through, and then I've watched bits and pieces of some other preseason games as well. But let me know about you guys in the comments section. This deal at Fanatics is something I got to tell you about. Chatsports.com/NBA City. All the City Edition gear right now, if you order it today, will get to you by Christmas. So go to chatsports.com/NBA City. Get any City Edition NBA gear while you still can. Because the City Edition stuff, it goes fast. It sells out quickly. And I'm not talking about just jerseys. I'm talking jerseys, hats, shorts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and jackets, all available at this link, chatsports.com/NBA City. The Brennanator says, should the NBA add a 4-point line? No. Like, at this point, the NBA is already spaced out far enough. And I know if you space it out, you probably space it out more with the 4-point line, but why add more rules like that? I think it's just dumb. It's probably going to lead to more reviews. It's just going to slow down things like that. So I say no. It's just one more thing that the NBA doesn't really need. Need Too Crazy or Nay Too Crazy says, who is the top 3 for most improved? Ooh, good question. I'll go Michael Porter Jr. is up there. This isn't in any order, but Michael Porter Jr. is up there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is up there. And I would say Darius Bazley or DeAndre Ayton could be up there too. So that's 4 guys. I'll go Ayton over Bazley. But I think Ayton, SGA, Michael Porter Jr. Those could be your 3 that you watch out for the most improved player award in 2021. Cole Detweiler says, who could the Celtics trade for and who is the best player they could trade for? I think if they're willing to give up Jaylen Brown, they could go out and get a guy like Bradley Beal if he becomes available from Washington. But I don't think that's going to happen. If they want to go with like a big man that they want to go out and get, it's probably Myles Turner, and they don't have to give up Jaylen Brown in that situation. And in all honesty, I don't know if I would give up Jaylen Brown, even unless it's for Bradley Beal. I'm just not going to do that. But Myles Turner at this point could be your best option if you want a guy that can protect the rim, stretch the floor, and do a little bit more than guys like Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, and even like Grant Williams can do on the floor for you. I know I'm high on Myles Turner. I know I talk about him a lot on the Celtics channel. But at the end of the day, I think he's such a good fit, and I don't know why the Celtics wouldn't consider it a little bit more. JT Brown says, do you think the offense is too easy in the NBA? Look, to say it's too easy is stupid because it's just as hard as it ever has been. And I know the fouls and stuff you see like on Michael Jordan's film, great, whatever. But like there was also a lot of bad defense in that day too. So yeah, I think the NBA has gotten a little bit soft and has made the NBA offense easier for other players, but it makes it more fun. So to say it's too easy, I just don't agree with that. It's going to be hard no matter what. You're playing against professional athletes.